Athletes, the Open's less than a month away. How are we all going? Today, we're going to talk about what it takes to reach the quarterfinals. I truly believe the CrossFit Open is something we should all be trying to participate in, no matter what level you're at. The beauty of the Open isn't so much of how far into the competition you rank, but how you rank against yourself year after year. With that said, it's not bad to have a competitive bone in your body. Competition is what drives us to find a version of our own selves that we never even knew existed. So, if the Open is the first stage, you may be wondering, what is the second stage? Well, it's known as the quarterfinals, and it's essentially the top 10% of athletes within each region. If you didn't know, I'm from Australia. So for the purposes of this video, I'm going to be discussing the Oceania region and what it took to become a quarterfinals athlete from our region. According to CrossFit, in the Oceania region, to rank in the top 10%, for men, you needed to rank in the top 997th, and for women, you had to rank in the top 898th. But the question is, what does that actually even mean? What is it that it takes to achieve this kind of rank? There are so many mixed opinions on this question. And actually, I feel like from watching the videos prior to making this video, most people have got it wrong. And when I say wrong, they're making the standard too high. This is likely discouraging athletes and is not something which I think is worth promoting. I feel like accurate information is best. I've heard benchmarks such as a 315 pound clean as a 10% cutoff. Numbers like this are just simply not helpful. And realistically, 315 pound clean, you don't need to get into the top 10%. Maybe the games, not the 10%, and that's what we're talking about today. To establish what I feel should be a cutoff for the 10th percentile, I've looked at the top 10 athletes that ranked around those cutoff positions. Once I found those 10 athletes, I then found the average of their scores across each of the open WODs. Using this data, I've essentially developed what I'm going to call the CrossFit Quarterfinalist avatar. In the coming weeks, I'm going to look at several qualities of this avatar and what it means to be this person. But for today, we're just going to look at WOD 21.1 and what that WOD specifically showed us. Because otherwise this video will go for half the day. Let's dive in. 21.1. The introduction of wall walks to the Open. This no doubt shook up a lot of us, myself included, and was a reminder to everybody to expect the unexpected. In this workout, our hypothetical male athlete, the 10th percentile, reached the round of 21 wall walks, whilst for the women, their athlete completed more than half of the dubs in the 150 rep round. What can this tell us about what is required? 1. You need to be competent at dubs, but this alone will not get you into the top 10th percentile. I would argue if you cannot complete 100 dubs unbroken, whilst fresh, you will struggle to break into the quarterfinals. You would need to excel in other areas of the sport to make up for any weaknesses. Don't let dubs be that weakness. Saying that, being able to do 200, 300 dubs isn't going to be much of an advantage over someone who can only do 100. I would suggest if you're on the cusp of getting to 100 dubs, that would be a good goal. Once you can do this consistently, or even complete 50 dubs under fatigue during a workout consistently, you have this attribute. Tick it off. Remember, we're not looking for what it takes to get to the games. We're only looking for what it takes to get to the top 10%. Now for wall walks. Wall walks are just one example of how you need to be comfortable with being upside down in CrossFit. If it wasn't wall walks, it could have easily been something else like a handstand walk or anything upside down. Upside down stuff is going to show up. In 21.1, it was not dubs which separated the cream from the crop, but it was the wall walks. Tell me I'm wrong. Realistically, assuming you're proficient at the dubs, there would have been a nice recovery for your shoulders, and that was the crux of this workout. So for wall walks, at the 10th percentile for men, you would have completed 41 wall walks in the 15 minutes. This equated to 2.733 wall walks per minute. But wait, that 2.7 reps per minute doesn't factor time it would have taken for you to do your dubs. So it's actually higher than that. Let's assume that the dubs required took about half the time. That would leave you 7.5 minutes to do 41 wall walks, which equates to a more realistic 5.4 reps per minute. This is definitely achievable, and it's something you can progress towards in training. The key here is having the shoulder endurance to do it. Multiple benchmarks could be established with this information in mind. I'm going to throw it out there that it's not necessarily how fast you can do the wall walks, but how long you can maintain the cadence of wall walks for a duration. The benchmark I'm going to suggest is 50 wall walks in 15 minutes. This is a nice challenge to see if your shoulders are up to the 10th percentile. I know this is not a perfect answer, but the reality is there is no perfect answer for this, but it really is a good place to start. Another potential option would be to do an EMOM. You try and do 3 reps every minute and see just how many minutes you can maintain that 3 reps per minute pace for. Easier to achieve than the 50 wall walks, and it'll give you an indication of how close you are to that 10th percentile. But ultimately, I'm going to say 50 wall walks in 15 minutes is what it would realistically take to be at that level. So in summary, a hypothetical quarterfinals avatar can do each of the following: wall walk for 50 reps in 15 minutes and complete 100 dubs whilst fresh. Tick these benchmarks off and you're one step closer to ranking in the top 10%. Good luck. I'm going to be discussing other open WODs in the coming weeks, so if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. It will really help me out and you won't miss a beat. Further, giving us a like is really going to help this video spread to other communities around the world. And I really feel like everybody deserves to know accurate information about what it is going to take to get there. Until next time, take care.